Warning, the following podcast is intended for immature dads only. Listener discretion is advised. This is Dad's Game Review, the most casual hardcore gamers around. Reviews and news from every platform. We waste our time so you don't have to.
What's up, kids? Welcome to another episode of Dad's Game Review. Oh, sorry. I normally have that set, to automatic.
It's okay. I was clapping already.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Dad's Game Review. I am Paul Squilacci, and I got my co-host here across from me. He's a lot like a tutorial level, helpful, but you kind of wish he'd shut up after 5 minutes. Gosh.
That's the best one yet. Oh, that's amazing. I should shut up. I tell myself that on stream all the time when I'm just going off on my tangents. I need to shut up. But the people's like, no, we love it. You're just like the nonstop stream of consciousness. Just keep going, bro. Let it out. That's actually the best one you've done yet. Yeah, I should shut up. I don't need to talk so much.
No, I just been writing a lot lately. Like, I just you know what? It's probably because I don't have school and I'm not sick of writing a paper a week.
Right.
And I just have the time to look up. What's going on, man?
Okay, life update this week. So I mentioned the last couple of months I got a new job. My probation just finally ended. I love my new job, my new clinic. It's just me and one other therapist. We run the clinic together, and everybody's patients are loving us. We're getting reviews on Yelp and stuff about how good I'm doing. So I tried to find a little self-confidence here because they started me out below what my baseline was for finding a new job. Right. Big pay cut from the hospital comparatively, but so I got a report on my numbers, and I made them some freaking money. Like, I had 600 extra billings between $10 and $23 each in the last 2 months that I took over for the patients. And not only that, I increased their manual billing because I'm a hands-on therapist. I do a lot of manual work. I increased that by 25%. So I was feeling pretty good about myself. So my boss even encouraged me, and we wrote to the VP and the regional director and kind of said, check out what I've done. Here's your numbers, corporation. Give me some more money. So he responded today, and he's coming next week to discuss my wages. So kind of pumped. I'm not good about being confident in myself. I'm not really good at speaking up for myself. So for me to contact these big higher ups and believe in myself and be like, I deserve this, that's kind of a big step for me.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's great to, it's not an easy thing to go in front of people and to just talk. I mean, that's the same. It's just the same as the anxiety that comedians get every show. My favorite comedian, Bill Burr, talks about it from time to time. He's like, I'm petrified. Every show, I'm petrified. He goes, it won't go away. But I do it, and apparently I'm good at it. So, he's like, I just do it.
I was a stage performer for most of my life, and I'm used to the nerves of being on stage and stuff. But this is about as comfortable as I get being on stream now. Like, streaming has been such a good thing for me, speaking and having confidence in myself, and being able to interact and connect with people and stuff. Like, my confidence shot way up with streaming.
Oh,
so it's been awesome.
That's great. So,
well, what about you? You look frazzled. What was going on?
I'm all sweaty and pissed because last week my wife and I are talking, and she's like, I need to buy the girls new beds. So I have 4 daughters, 3 of which live with me. The third one is one of the older ones, so she can fend for herself because she's 30. But the other ones are younger. They're like 16 and 15. So I want to buy the girls new beds. They're falling apart. We've owned them for 5 years, and they're IKEA. They're garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah, IKEA has a shelf life of about 5 years, I think. So basically, I'm like, fine, let's do it. So she buys them on Amazon, but they're not ready. They're out of stock, and they won't be here till obviously yesterday. So she left me a note, because Friday and Saturday is my day off. She left me a note. Can you please put together the girls' beds? So we only have one of the girls' beds, and we have one of those mattresses that you unfurl on the bed. I start putting this piece of shit together.
We're getting serious now. I hate putting stuff together, dude. I hate it.
Oh, I need a constant fan on me, like while I'm doing it, because I just instantly sweat. I don't know why. I'm not that heavy anymore. I don't know why. I just sweat. Everything I do is like a
That's
sweat.
how I was. I had hyperhidrosis is a thing. It's oversweating in certain areas on the body, like your face, your armpits, your
Oh,
neck.
is that right?
Yes, I had hyperhidrosis. I actually used to use a medication roll on for it to help my face not break out and sweat and so bad and my armpits and stuff. So it's a
Do
nervous
you,
system disorder.
do you still do it?
Actually getting rid of alcohol and losing 125 pounds kind of made it better. Now it's hard for me to break a sweat on when I'm working out, but I used to
Oh,
literally just putting on my socks, I would be sweating and just being like dying. So
yeah. Maybe if I just keep losing weight,
yeah, you'll be good.
this god awful medication from the pit of hell.
So putting the
Uh,
bed together sucks. Yeah, I messaged him and he's just like, "Give me 10 minutes to not be angry." So we gave him 10 minutes and he made it.
well, I was.
Did you finish putting it together though?
Yes, yes. And
Oh,
I was
okay.
just
All
like,
right. Well,
it
one
was like a
down then.
speed race. It was like, ding, A to B, 9 to 7, let's go. I got a podcast to record. And I kept pushing it back. Yeah, give me like 30 more minutes, 30 more minutes. And I just kept going and going. It was like
I've had
speed.
a freaking exercise bike out there with like the full screen and all that kind of stuff. Like a
Yeah,
nice bike I got a great deal on. It's been sitting out there
right,
over a month, and I think I'm just gonna pay a neighbor kid like $50 to put it together because I don't want to
right.
get it. I can't. My ADHD, you show me 100 pieces in front of me to put together, I'm
Oh,
gonna like
yeah.
scream like a girl and run away. Like I can't
They
take
at least
it.
they at least don't put them in a huge bag anymore. At least they put them on a piece of cardboard with letters.
Oh,
You
and
know,
yeah, it's all
it's
organized
all
for you.
organized. So
Yeah.
those I don't mind so much. But anyway, I
All
got
right,
it together.
gaming. So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is a
yeah,
big,
yeah.
this is a exciting show for me because we're doing a great independent developer who's made some amazing games and has a legendary reputation. Everybody knows, I mean, in the gaming world, you know Tim Schafer. Tim
Yes.
Schafer is known for his creativity, his characters. He's known for those LucasArts games back in the day, Monkey Island, Grim
Right.
Fandango, Day of the Tentacle. I actually just kind of dove into those. I did a lot of work on this podcast,
Did you
researching
finish?
stuff and
Did you
like playing.
finish Grim Fandango? That was
No,
one
I
of
only
my
did a couple
favorites.
hours of each. Day of the Tentacle, I didn't really do. It was too dated on the point and click type of thing for me.
Yeah, it was
But
a little.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, I'll give a quick review of the old LucasArts games. Day of the Tentacle, colorful, bright, cartoony, amusing. Like
Yeah.
it was great. And then Grim Fandango, more of a polygonal thing. That one I played a few hours of, but I got soft locked on an area I couldn't seem to trigger or get past. But
Grim Fandango was the Deadpool of its day.
it's hilarious. It's
Nobody heard.
hilarious.
Nobody really heard real humor in video games. I want to say until
the
Grim
premise the
Fandango.
premise is that you live in the land of the dead, you're a grim reaper or whatever, but you're like a travel salesman because
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
you're trying to
Yeah.
sell
Yeah.
the best packages to the dead people, and
Right.
if they've gone to hell but they still were a good person, like a nun or something like that
Yeah.
went to
Yeah.
hell, then they'll get the premium package. And so this
Right.
this
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, like he's competing with another guy who seems to sell all the platinum packages and he can't
Right.
sell nothing because you can't leave hell unless you sell your travel packages. Like I loved it. The
Right.
premise for that is just so ridiculous.
It was so funny for its time, and I mean I played it again later, like I think a couple of years ago. I think I just popped it in just to play it, and I was like, oh yeah, that was funny. I remember that,
And
because he wants to get back to the living world, but he can't unless
right.
somebody invites him or something. So he
He's got to
starts to
sell
do
enough premium packages to pay off his
yeah.
debt. Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
and then the other one I played was I did a little bit of a return to Monkey Island, but I found out later after I was playing that Tim Schafer and Double Fine has nothing to do with it. That was a complete spinoff from another company. But
oh
I was
okay,
liking the whole Monkey Island atmosphere and stuff. I'm gonna try and find the other games. There's Monkey Island 1 and 2, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, so I kind of researched a little bit, played a few of those other games. They were great. But Double Fine, their first two game releases were Psychonauts and Brutal Legend. And one was on PS2, one was on 360 and PS3.
right, right,
Psychonauts is one of those cult classic hits. It
yeah,
had critical acclaim. Just so critics loved this game, loved
the
it back in
first
the
one,
PS2. Yeah, the first one.
yeah, yeah,
And but then it sold like crap. And then the same thing happened with kind of Brutal Legend. Critical acclaim sold like crap. And so their first two games were actually considered flops, despite being, this great company.
right, yeah,
So what recently PS Plus just added Psychonauts 2 to the
right.
the PS Plus stuff, and I'm very happy about that because I have this sweet lenticular cover uh slip cover set here. I didn't really want to open,
Nice.
so I don't have to open it. You can't see it on YouTube, but it's shimmery and lenticular, and Raz is in
Yeah,
his little
yeah,
like
yeah.
his in level up pose, and like it's
Right.
cool. So I'm glad I don't have to open that. I got to play that, and I also went ahead. Oh, another game by them, Gang Beasts. I went ahead and got the IM 8 variant edition. I'm showing on YouTube.
Okay.
Um, Funny ass party game. Get three
Yeah.
friends, go freaking wrestle with each other. Like it's hilarious. So I watched some streamers play that.
So it's like Smash Brothers.
Kind of like in an arena, a bunch of little blob characters fighting each other. Yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
nice.
So
Nice. But
Psychonauts 2, that's what we ended up playing.
Psychonauts 2 is a 2021 platform game developed by Double Fine and published by Xbox Game Studios. The game was announced at the Game Awards 2015 ceremony and released August 25th, 2021 for PlayStation 4. Yada, yada, yada. Xbox Series X and S on May 24th in 2022. And Linux.
Whatever.
That we played.
So Double Fine is an independent producer, and what they did to make Psychonauts 2, like I said, the commercially flopping, but always critical reviews on their stuff.
Right.
So they actually did a lot of Kickstarter stuff, so private crowdfunding and stuff to make these games. And Psychonauts 2 itself, $3 million was raised to go towards making the game, just from fans of the company and Kickstarter campaign. So
Right. Oh,
that's how it got made.
Okay, so where do we begin?
Okay, so you had no experience with Psychonauts 1, right?
No, I didn't. I mean, I knew Psychonauts. I just never really played the first one. It didn't appeal to me at the time. But then again, most games didn't appeal to me because I wasn't like fully forged. Like I was just going on the advice of other people, and it never came across my radar. So I just never played it.
Scoot to the left just a little bit. Your mic's cutting off your face. Scoot to there you go. Say it like that. It keeps cutting off half your face.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk more into the mic.
Oh, you're good. If you stay right there, I can hear you perfect. Just don't lean into it too much.
Yeah, but when I try to whatever.
It's good.
In post I sound like muffled or garbage. Anyway, so I never really played it. My first impression of this, that it was silly, right?
It is. But that's how all the Double Fine games are. They're kind of goofy.
It was silly to the effect that it was like, this is like what happens when Paper Mario like collides with a serious subject. You know?
Well, that's what I thought was so cool about the first one. I loved the first one. I even tried to 100% it back in the day. Like I was that cult fan favorite of the Psychonauts first game.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I haven't played it in 20 years. So when they're introducing the characters again and like they're doing all this backstory and stuff, I'm like totally lost on it. So I admit the first couple hours were a little slow getting back into the story and stuff, but then it still had its Psychonauts charm as soon as you started exploring into the story. It was
to me, it was like the game. Look, I like the game. That's after playing 2 hours of it. 2 hours in, I started to warm up to the idea. But to me, it felt like, to be honest with you, it's what happens when you take an amazing premise of a game and it gets ruined by the execution. Does that make sense?
The execution. The only part that was boring in this was the first couple hours of just recapping the characters and all that kind of stuff. They kind of talk to you like you know the series, and they do give a recap of the first one. And then there's also the Rhombus of Ruin VR game that released that I tried playing, but I didn't know what the hell to do in it. It was confusing. But Rhombus of Ruin,
silly to me. I don't know.
It's part of the story with that too. So once you got past the first hour, that's when all the cool Psychonaut stuff kicks in. The crazy levels. The
I feel like I'm on the verge. I feel like I'm on the verge of. Like, maybe it's my, I don't know. It's got to be, well, obviously it's me. It's my opinion. But it doesn't mean I'm right. It just means it's my opinion. I just didn't take to it like Josh did. I just found it very, like, the whole game feels like a chore.
Like a chore? It's joyous. It's fun. It's creative. It's beautiful. It's colorful. It's entertaining.
It just wasn't my thing. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Just
and
like a lot of games.
Here's the other thing, though. He told me where he stopped also. He stopped about 30% into the game. So he didn't experience a dozen levels that were just over the top amazing.
Yeah, probably.
So talk about let me go the premise of this one, of Psychonauts 2 here real quick on the storyline. So Raz was an honorary Psychonaut or whatever in the first one or something like that. He's getting shipped to a department where all the famous Psychonauts exist, all these legendary Psychonauts. And he gets kind of involved in a case where they're trying to find a mole in the Psychonauts. There's an issue with his family, and then this Maligula, this creature, beast spirit, you find out who it is, who it's tied to. It actually a lot of twists at the end that confused me. It got really interesting at the end to the big flip on you. But so that's the premise. He's just kind of they treat him like a little nobody nothing, and he's out there proving himself that he's a good psychonaut. And you deep dive into people's brains, you change their opinions, you solve your problems. Like that's how it plays out.
You're also 9.
Is he 9?
I mean,
he's a kid. I mean, he's little.
Yeah, he's I don't know. I just didn't take to it. I just wish I did. I just feel like I don't know. I just it just.
Did you meet Raz's family, the circus folk?
Yeah, I was supposed to go meet them in the parking lot or something, but I got sidetracked and I.
But you didn't meet them. Okay,
no,
so
I
Raz
picked up no. They all came to the globe, the main brain globe or whatever, the outside. When the secretary kept calling, Raz, you have annoying people here, like that type of thing.
Well, you go and find your family in the woods, and they're like gyppies. They're a carnival traveling family,
right?
And that's actually where Raz came from. Raz was a carnival performer, and he could do psychic tricks. But what's funny is that his family are psychists, and that's my way of saying psychic racist, because they're anti-psychic people, and like his brother doesn't like him, and like his mom is like the most guilt-tripping person like I've ever seen in a video game. Like everything she says is a backhanded compliment and like a slap down on him. Like they don't respect Raz for leaving the family and going out to find his fortune as a psychonaut. Like I love the dynamic with the family. It's hilarious. I mean, they're all carnival performers with their own little special skills and stuff. And Grandma plays a huge role in it because Grandma has ties to Maligula and the whole big overarching story. So Grandma's a really cool character too. Oh, tell me the levels you played that you remember.
So I remember the first beginning of it being very confusing, and it just was daunting. And it was like, ugh, like when I first got the computer, and I was like, "There's power-ups for this shit," and I just,
Christ,
I just was like exhausted. I just was like, but I was like, you know what? I can't be that guy. I can't be the guy that plays 10 minutes and just goes, "This is garbage."
But you are that guy.
No, I'm not. I don't play 10 minutes. Sheesh. So I just kept playing and playing, and I warmed up to it, slightly. And I was like, okay, this is cool. It's something to do. That's really what it felt like. It just felt like something to do. And I don't know. It wasn't me. I mean, it just was confusing. At one point, they're like, oh, you need to go see Truman. Who the hell is Truman? They don't explain the characters. They just kind of, you get lost in things, and you're just like, okay, so what do I got to do? Like, the game didn't really explain much in the book. It just said, go find Truman.
Well, if you pay attention, there's a lot of characters to learn. There's Lily, who's Raz's crush. There's Mila, who's like a hippie chick butterfly. There's Lobato, who's a mad scientist. There's Truman, who's Lily's dad, who's the Grand Master. There's Augustus, who's Raz's dad. Like, I have a whole list of characters here that are all interesting characters. They all have their own personality and opinions, and you learn the character list. So the first... They start you out with Lobato, who I believe he was the bad guy in the first one. I can't remember. And that first whole level is all teeth. It's all dental shit and weird teeth in mouth stuff. Every single level.
The dialogue is funny. The dialogue is funny. It's spot on to Double Fine stuff. Look, I just didn't like it. I don't know what to say.
But do you have any commentary on the levels that you played? They're all different and creative. What did you experience?
I experienced a game of confusion. That's what I experienced.
All right.
It took me a good 30 minutes before I realized I had a book I can look in. And then after that, I just followed the book. It told you precisely where to go, but not exactly. I didn't find the map until last Thursday. And then and then updating stuff was I classed out. I went 100% on everything I was when I last spoke to you.
I made a mistake on the whole upgrade stuff too. I didn't realize I had to buy my own gym upgrades to be able to hold more. So when I got to the end of the game, I had almost no upgrades because I didn't realize till 60% through the game that I could carry more gyms if I just bought more pouches, and because I didn't scroll down to see it. So I didn't get a lot of the upgrades, and there's quite a few things that you can do. So let's talk about the special moves. What special moves did you get?
So what are the special moves? You can get levitation. You get clairvoyance. You can. Oh yeah, that was the thing that frustrated me the most. Was when I was in the mailroom and they're like, "Oh, sort the mail." What the hell am I doing?
What the hell am I doing? The mail chute.
Yeah, but there was no real I didn't know I could pick things up. I didn't know I had that
Yeah, you have to play a lot of discovery with your skills on what you can do. And there's
Yeah.
quite a few times where I didn't know what to interact with, but I figured it out. You just play with the different skills and what you can do. Because like clairvoyance, you can possess people and you see through their eyes, and it shows you a funny little image of yourself running around in the front of the person that you're possessed, and you look like a little rat or a little demon creature, or a little. It's amusing when you possess people.
Yeah, and I just didn't like that. I just didn't like that I couldn't. I just didn't like that you couldn't fit all your special moves in a button.
You have 4 top buttons that you use for each of your special moves. So you can program 4 of the moves at once, and then you just use the directional pad to quick switch anything. So there's pyrokinesis, you can levitate stuff or throw stuff. There's shooting, there's the levitation ball roller. That's you don't have a run button, so you roll it all around on a ball like a carnival person.
Yeah.
There's slowing time. There's and then at the end, the final one you get, actually you mentioned Paper Mario. It's kind of funny. You actually get a Paper Mario little Raz. You get a second character you can clone and send him through bars and to pull switches and stuff like that too. So
Right.
there's an assortment. I think there's like eight abilities that you do end up getting. So it's completely varied, and you solve the puzzles and you beat the bosses with these different abilities. And the bosses are all like, I don't know what bosses you've done or if you did one, but they're all way over the top. They're just
I did the first year teacher who got addicted to gambling, and you had to defeat her because she turned into this huge octopus.
But how did you do it? Now this is the creative way. How did you go about beating her gambling addiction?
I blew her up.
No, there's
bombs.
thought bubbles. You end up connecting, so you see her thoughts, and you end up using mental connection powers to change her opinions on things, to be able to change her to help defeat her gambling addiction. So you're connecting, you're reprogramming her thoughts by attaching lines to different things to reprogram how she feels about things to beat the level. And I love that. There's another level where there's a cooking show. That's probably my favorite level of the whole thing. And
did you go to that?
I beat the game.
Sorry. Okay.
The cooking show.
Because you said you were trying to finish it still when I was talking.
No. I beat it last night. Oh, I forgot to send you credits. I was going to point and laugh and send you the credits where I took a picture. No, the cooking show is amazing. So here's the story about the cooking show.
Glad you're thinking about me.
Okay. There's I talked about, Double Fine being a real big independent promoter, a true indie company.
Right.
They do this cool thing every year. It's called, or not, I'm not sure if they're still doing it, once or twice a year, but they do something called Amnesia Fortnight. Okay. Fortnight meaning 2 weeks, and everybody in the company ends up stopping all their products, whatever they're working on, they completely quit for 2 weeks.
Right.
And they have this meeting, this convention type thing, and they throw out ideas, like rapid association ideas, and then they split into small teams, and they basically try and develop their idea into a gameplay mechanic.
Right.
And so then these gameplay mechanics are kind of open source to indie developers that want to use them in their games and stuff. And so the cooking section in Psychonauts 2 came from one of their 2-week Amnesia Fortnight things. It was something somebody had created and they threw it in, and it's brilliant. You have to, your audience is a bunch of vegetables and meats and stuff like that. You end up dicing, slicing, boiling, cooking, flipping, freaking, it's fantastic. And I just love how it played out, and that just shows the type of creativity in it. And then there's the one you were doing, the psychedelic level. Like, what did you think about that? I thought that was amazing too.
I didn't get too far into it. Like, they were like, I have to go into the white ball that he kept referencing. He was like, the white ball, I got to go into your head, because when you first get the brain and you put it in the mail clerk who keeps stamping his head with stamps, he goes crazy because he's like, there's colors everywhere. It's like he took acid or something. And
you're trying to reunite a psychedelic band, and they're fantastic. They're like different body parts. There's an eye, there's an ear, there's a nose, there's like, they all play different instruments, and you have to go out into this psychedelic world of color, which is just beautiful and fun. And you have to reunite the band for a performance. And it's just another creative, off the wall, crazy
and
thing.
The characters were creative too. I mean, what's his name? The head. What's his name? Sasha. Mm-hmm. He reminded me, and tell me if I don't know how far back you go with Saturday Night Live, but
I watched it since the 80s or 90s.
Okay, so you remember Sprockets?
Kinda.
Do you remember Dieter?
Oh yeah.
So I think. Hold on one second. Let me see. I think I got a clip here.
Oh God, he's got a sound effect.
Yeah, I picked out a clip because.
Oh, you picked out a clip. He was ready to reference this. Here he goes.
You missed it because you're talking too much.
Sorry.
But everybody heard it. I think everybody heard it. So I
No,
don't
it's
know if
not.
he was.
It's not playing. For some reason, your
Oh,
sounds
you
aren't.
didn't
I
hear
don't.
anything?
Yeah, I didn't hear
Oh,
anything. I heard the sounds at the beginning of the thing, so that one's just not working.
no. Anyway, it was Dieter, but that's what he reminded me of. He was just very odd with the hair shaved on both sides and then it's comb over. You know, he just
They're all
reminded
kind of
me.
eccentric characters.
And
They
the
all have
fact that
like a
his name is
strong.
Sasha, which, to be honest with you, is not even. I didn't grow up. I lived in New York. I lived next door to these Russian engineers who. So the part of New York I lived in was by a national laboratory for the government called Brookhaven National Lab, right? And they would have people. This lab is a city in New York, like it's massive. Used to be called the Department of Nuclear Energy, but now it's just the Brookhaven National Lab. You know, to get the attention away from what they make, nuclear things.
Mm.
And they constantly host people there, like from all over the world, in Germany and Russia. And this family came who both worked there. They were rocket engineers, and they had a daughter, and I can't remember her name, but they would go, Sasha. And they said it was in Russian, it was short for, I think, Christine or something like that. People are probably yelling into their, it's into their, but it's like,
This must be Paul's inane complaint of the day.
no, it's not.
The
It was
name Sasha. He always
it
has
just
one.
cracked me up that his name was Sasha because I remembered it being a girl's name or short for a girl's name. Anyway, but Sasha was interesting. I loved the characters. Like even the dentist was great. You know, he was just like, he was weird, just like the rest of the game. And you, Raz, with your Hey Arnold head. And just,
Well, then it gets a little crazy at the end. Everything starts coming together. You do I had one level that pissed me off. I was almost ready to quit the game. I even texted you and I was like, I don't know that I'm gonna beat this. There's this level where you have to climb this honey hill, okay, and it's like littered with honey everywhere, and you have to roll
right.
up it on your ball. And at the same time, you're passing these beehives where within split seconds, if you accidentally get knocked off your ball or you touch the honey, the bees are on you and kill you.
Oh, wow.
I must have done 50 retries trying to get up this hill, and it seemed like nearly impossible. I was like split second screw ups and like pressing retry over and over and getting more and more angry. And then so I quit and I come back to it after doing 50 tries the night before, and I realized there's a bee smoker hanging from a tree next to me. And that's all I really had to do, and I make it up on my first try.
There's a couple of parts in the game where you get stuck, and it would have been nice to have a return to checkpoint feature. Because
they did. You can leave the brain at any time in the start menu. They actually teach you about that if you're stuck in a brain, you can leave it at any time.
It's not that you're stuck. Like there's like this part where I like missed, where I missed like a trapeze handlebar thing, and I fell down, and I was stuck on this small piece of earth between this cliff, earth, and water. If you touch the water, there was this tentacle thing that bit you, but I couldn't get around it. Like I was stuck in this spot. It was almost like it's not a glitch. It just, I was stuck there. Like I couldn't jump up the cliff. It was too high. I was just down on this little patch of land. And I just was like, how do I get out of this? There was another part in the beginning where when you go to the campgrounds and there's like a fire that you have to light in the middle or it's lit already and you have to grab the torch that looks like a tree, and I picked it up and I accidentally threw it and it bounced off of something and it was gone. There was no finding it. It was gone. I don't know if it like was a glitch and it went over the fence that you can't get through, but I discovered I was like, okay, if I go return to main menu, it'll start me wherever it says it last saved it. So
I don't know. I didn't have anything that stumped me. I was confused on what to do on a few parts, but there was no weird glitchy stuff or anything.
It was
weird.
It was weird, but it was just probably my experience because I'm stupid.
Well, I tagged Double Fine. I've been tagging Double Fine like crazy on Twitter until I realized they're not even active on X. They're active on Blue Sky. But I was like, just so you know, Double Fine, the views expressed by Paul on the show tomorrow do not reflect my views or any views of anybody that actually plays freaking games. So once again, if anybody's watching this,
Jesus.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It ran on too long. I took 21 hours to beat it. And at first I was really going for 100%.
That's too much time for me.
The collectibles are crazy in this. They're crazy. You're trying to find like 250 neons per per level. There's the bag and tags that you find. You find tags for bags. There's
Yeah.
all the collectible gems and all that kind of stuff. There's so much to collect that I gave up on the 100% stuff. But still, 21 hours to beat it for a platformer. That is a huge action adventure game. That's not some little Pac-Man world platformer.
Yeah.
But, so I think it's fantastic. I love Double Fine. I love doing all this research and all this gameplay and stuff. Like I really support indie companies that are creative and unique. And you do not do anything twice in Psychonauts. Every single level is different with different gameplay mechanics, and that's what I respect.
Yeah. No, it just wasn't my
we're
thing.
done. We've heard you say you hate it all enough times.
I'm not gonna say I hate it. I didn't hate it. I don't hate any game really. I just don't like some games are just not my thing. I know.
I'm just messing with you. It's all his opinion. I respect the company a lot, so I just want to kind of tell him how much I love him. That's all. That is all. Exactly. The more you know. All right. Are you ready for some news?
Yeah. Let's do some news.
And now it's time for gaming news.
Thanks, Craig. What do you got? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, because I'm just going to have a whole list of stuff. He told me he didn't have any news again. So we have 1 point of news. Here we go.
I was building a bed. Is that not enough news?
A fantastic revelation. Yes.
You know what else I was doing? I was dropping my girl's scooters off at the tire shop, at the e-scooter shop.
Wait, what? Are these like real expensive scooter things, or are these like razors?
These are very expensive scooters that we got in when we moved to California. They had like razor type electric scooters, right?
Yeah.
But we had renter's insurance and they got stolen. And our insurance must have made a mistake and they reimbursed us like $1,000 each for them. If you know anything about Razor, they're not $1,000. So we bought these really nice Bugatti scooters.
That's
for
crazy.
Them. But what happens is that that brand needs tiny special tools and tiny special tire removers. You can't get those tires off if they go flat. You have to bring it to a guy. And that's an e-scooter guy, because I tried going to a bike shop. And the bike shop was like, yeah, we can't get this off. And so... But my daughters, I don't care. Say what you want about boys being roughhouses and on equipment and stuff like that. This is the 5th time I am getting these tires.
That seems ridiculous. It's a freaking scooter. I'm picturing like what I played with in the 90s, like being taken to mechanic.
Believe me, I used to, at first I was like, how hard could it be? And I just started wrenching off the tire.
They need to make a business out of scooter repair.
But
you bring your Vespa and your scooter in.
But it's like tied to a chain and tied to this and that's tied to that. And I just was like, you know what? Let me find a guy. And then you find like an e-bike guy. And this guy does it. You know, every time I show up, he's like, hey, Paul. He's like, the tires? I'm like, yeah, the tires.
Seems ridiculous.
Do you have anything? And he charges me $130 per scooter. I'm like, fuck me. I'm like,
and that's what kept you from gaming news, huh? Okay.
That's what kept me busy all day today. That and a bed.
All right, talk about your thing. So,
what I didn't know, after a week after talking about Atari's awesome new handheld, Xbox comes out with the ROG Xbox Ally X, and it's $899.
$9.99.
$9.99
for the.
I would rather buy a Switch 2 right now with no games than to invest in an Xbox handheld. I'm not really an Xbox guy. They have their place in the video game world. I've always been a Sony guy. That's just my stance. I just either Nintendo or Sony. I did have an Xbox at one point, but that's because the PlayStation 3 sucked. And I just can't believe $9.99.
Well, you gotta understand too, this is not just an Xbox thing. This is a ROG Ally, which is like a Steam Deck type thing, with an Xbox promotion, cross promotion. So they took ROG Ally and they incorporated Xbox into it, where there's like a dedicated Xbox button.
They took ROG Ally. You mean they purchased them?
Do they own ROG Ally? I don't know.
I can't imagine.
Really, I mean, Microsoft just buys what they want. So
yeah, Microsoft's very selective. I don't think that they just went, yeah, sure, here's all our shit.
But it's like I was actually joking about my game groups. I'm just like, who likes Xbox $1,000 much? Like really? Like $1,000? You like it that much? Really?
Right.
I mean, I just renewed my Game Pass yesterday for, oh, speaking of Double Fine, once again, they are a first publisher, a Microsoft first party publisher. Microsoft
Right.
owns them. So I renewed Game Pass to go and play all their games. There was a bunch of them on Game Pass. But I didn't even have Game Pass for like 10 months, and now I've got a nice little queue of games I'm gonna play, but it doesn't appeal to me nearly as much as like PlayStation Plus does. And I'm not a fanboy. It's just the controller's better. I like Plus better. Like, it has more to offer me myself and I can't say about anything else. And everybody knows I'm a Nintendo hater, so it's
I would rather wait for the Intellivision Amico.
Oh, and he's stuck in the fucking 70s, this guy. Jesus Christ.
Then buy. I would just saying. I would rather do that than invest in an Xbox handheld because.
And I've tried to justify. I've wondered if I want a Steam Deck because I would play my PC games so much more if I had like a handheld. But then again, I don't play handhelds anymore because it used to be my laying in bed thing, and I don't lay in bed and play games anymore. I use my Switch obsessively.
Really?
For 5 years, I used my Switch nearly every night in bed. So, as a Nintendo hater, that's just because the Switch 2 came out. I hated everything about it. But I
You know
love
what I
my
heard?
Switch
I
for
heard
indie
that
games.
Mario Kart World is pretty awesome.
Yeah, you know what just came out? Well, you know what's
What?
better? Sonic Cross Worlds Racing. Yeah, I'll have that tomorrow.
Oh wow!
Just
On
came out. I have a whole list of
PS5?
new releases. Yes, Sonic Cross Worlds Racing. The Sonic Racing has always been better than Mario Kart, in my opinion. I've played every single one of them, and I had
Really,
so much
though?
fun playing team
Is
racing
it
with my
though?
nephew. It is. It 100%. I'm not even a Sega guy. Nickelodeon Kart Racer is better than Mario Kart.
Oh, stop!
I said it. I almost
Stop!
tried. I tried to platinum too, and I love 3 playing with friends. That's just my opinion. It doesn't matter.
Not to the 100 people that listen. No, I
100?
guess not.
You are way overshooting it.
Yeah, all right, fine, 7.
All right, yeah, but 7 to 12, yeah. Although I got to say, okay, props to us. I promoted the fuck out of it. But our last episode with John coming on, the 3 of us working together, I thought that was a fantastic episode. It also was our most viewed video podcast by far.
Oh.
I was promoting it. I think we ended up with 72 views on the video podcast, but normally we get 8 to 15 or something like that. We do much better on the audios, but the video is something I newly introduced, and that was our most viewed yet. So hoping to roll with that kind of momentum.
Well, here's the thing I asked you about before. Take a pause in between my Xbox news. I want to invite the original host for Dad's Game Review. I want to do like a ghost of Dad's Game Review past,
Yeah, I don't know this guy. The one I worked with John a couple of times, but I don't know his other friend.
It was just the guy in New York that I started the podcast with, and when I first started it, it was like literally once every 3 months, and it was just me and him bullshitting, and it was just horrible. And it was no fault of our own. I never podcasted before. I only listened to them, so I just started this Dad's Game Review, and it wasn't until I moved to California that John knew all the buttons to click and to make it more popular. So
and now I'm producing the episodes.
Yeah,
you're the on-air talent.
Yeah,
I'm the producer.
So I just reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, you want to do an episode? I'm gonna do like a ghost of Dad's Game Review. Maybe we should do that for one.
Maybe he'll play the
thing.
game. Maybe he'll play the game in its entirety.
He's
That'd
a
be
huge
awesome.
Nintendo guy.
Oh no, we're gonna fight on air. Okay, I'll get a couple cheap shots on Nintendo in.
Yeah. So that's maybe for one of our Halloween ones. Maybe if I do whatever. I don't know. Have you ever heard? All right, let me finish this news first because I'm totally ADDing out. The new price of Xbox Series X in addition is $649.99, effective October 3rd. This is a $50 increase, if anybody wants to know, from the previous price of $599. Why?
Well, this is because they have to follow with everybody else. It's the tariff issue this is why I bought my PS5 Pro before Trump took office and all this kind of stuff. Tariffs are affecting price of chips. Price of everything's going up. Taiwan's being tariffed 25%, so that means all our computer chips coming out of there are coming with higher prices. So anything electronic is going to be costing higher. So PlayStation already did it. Switch already did it. Switch was first to do it. And
let me ask you a question.
Xbox had to do it.
Let me ask you a question. If I texted you tomorrow and said, "Hey, Josh, I need $50," what would be your response?
I got you, bro. Why?
No, but you would be like, "Are you okay? Were you kidnapped?" Like,
it's just $50. I'd help you out.
It's such a minimal Like, it's such a weird minimal amount, and
It's
like,
not minimal though in this pricing.
tariffs.
Okay, what is
like
$50?
$50?
What is $50 on 500? That's a 10% increase. Okay, that's like or 550 or whatever. That's a substantial increase. And the thing is, Xbox is already third, a distant third in console sales, and they can't sell crap in Japan. So do you think people that don't already have an Xbox by now are going to want to pay higher prices? It's not going to sell. It's going to. Costco dropped it. Costco and other stores no longer even are going to even carry it because they're like, nobody's going to buy this crap. They literally a couple days ago it was announced it's not going to be carried anymore in a couple stores. So, they really shot themselves in the foot. But the thing is, they seem like they've already moved on. Like they're going to promote the hell out of this handheld, and they've already moved on to their, Windows-based next Xbox box, Steam integration thing that they're working on. They seem like they've given up on the Series X. It's kind of not been great.
It just seems silly. It just seems like a silly amount.
Yeah.
Blame tariffs on $150, or 200. Not
10% is enough of a
$50.
markup. Think about the percentage, not the number. Think about the percentage. If stuff went up 10%, and everything else is going up too, it's a problem. All right, so what do I got here? So we got a ton of new releases. So one of the first ones, because we can talk about Randy Pitchford again, Borderlands 4 creator, Borderlands a-hole, yeah. So his game releases. Just like all these other games being released, the game comes out broken. It's got horrible ratings on PC because it's so buggy and so broken, and everybody's complaining about it. People are getting refunds on it, but at the same time, and on console, I hear people are enjoying it and stuff like that too. But Randy, Mr. PR, public relations expert, with everybody complaining, he comes out and he makes a statement. And he says, "You know what? You code it again. You code it then. Make your own engine. You show us how it's done. We'll be your customer. You clearly, the people doing it now are just dumb. The world's greatest hardware and tech companies don't know what they're doing." So he comes out and talks crap to the gamers, and then he starts blaming. He says it's your computer's fault. I can't run my game, and he tells them, "You know what? Get a refund. It's your computer's fault. Get a refund from Steam. Then I don't care." And then he says that Then he finishes with another tweet. He's doing this over a period of a week, just talking crap to gamers, and then he goes and says your expectations are too high for game releases. That's how he finishes it.
What's funny is that his responses reminded me of Steve Jobs when the iPhone came out and it was thin, like not the 1 or the 2, but when it got up to like 4 and 5 and it was thin and people were sitting on it because they put it in their back pocket.
I don't know why people put it in their back pockets.
And then his responses were always like, "Who's putting their $1,000 phone in their back pocket?"
That's what I'm saying. I see girls do that all the time. Don't you sit your ass on it and break your phone?
Like, come on. Like, he's like,
that's just it. Like,
I know an asshole, but I mean, geez.
This is the company owner, and you're trashing the people that play your games. And then his final statement is Borderlands 4 is only for premium gamers. So,
what
your
the
computer's
hell does
not
that
good
even
enough.
mean?
I don't even know. He's just a dick. He is such a, like, anybody that knows him and knows about him and knows his history. You say Randy Pitchford, and they're like, "Oh, that asshole." All right.
He's almost as hated as, what's his name? Who's the guy, the video game guy that cheats his way to the top?
Billy, whatever his face.
Billy, yeah, there you go. I thought
I'm leaning more towards hating the Borderlands guy. That's what right there.
Wow.
All right, so I brought up a couple months ago, there was the Stop Killing Games initiative. This would require multiplayer games to have offline modes where you can still play the game after the servers are shut down. So I was worried because the US got involved in this. TikTok started promoting all this kind of stuff. A lot of signatures were coming in. They passed the 1.5 million mark on signatures. They were worried that only European signatures were going to be counted. So it was great. It got all its support and got its recognition, but it was only European signatures. And it passed. 97% of the signatures were valid.
Wow.
So this might go into, I don't know how the European Union works when it comes to doing laws and bills or what this is going to accomplish, but this is a step forward in making games that are only online have something substantial after their servers are done. So, and then the first ones I mentioned to do it are The Crew 2 and Motorfest from Ubisoft.
Right.
They're including offline mode updates. So that's kind of cool.
All right.
Did you see the news on Resident Evil 9?
Yes.
What happens? What did they show?
They just showed more footage, didn't they?
They showed Leon.
Oh, no, then I didn't see it.
Leon's back. They're going to be doing flashbacks, I guess, in Resident Evil 9. They're going to tie into it with Leon. And he still has his 90s hair. I was really hoping he kept that. That was super important. Super important.
He was totally tubular, man.
Hey, did any of your girls play Pokemon Go?
No.
My wife's been obsessed with it since 2016.
They are stuck on Minecraft and Roblox still. It's been 10 years they've been playing that game.
My wife's almost
I can't stand either one of them.
9 years of Pokemon Go. She's still fixated on it, still plays it every day. So Pokemon has been geomapping you, walking around and doing all your Pokemon stuff and
Right.
tracking. It's all part of their privacy policy. You signed off that they can basically track anywhere you go and whatever. Um, Turns out it's been taking information. So these Pokestops and gyms are pulling
Right.
information whenever they want to increase information about an area. They're putting a gym in that area, so more people go to that location to participate in the gym, and it tracks information. And this has all been sold. Niantic sold out to a Saudi Arabian company. Okay.
Right. Right.
And now, because Pokemon Go is worldwide, there has been geographical mapping of everything all over. Now, what this is being used is to train AI for something.
Right. Right.
So they're taking your information and putting it to train AI. They had to come out and make a statement. They said, no, only the Pokemon gyms that we ask you to scan are the ones training for AI. Bullshit,
Okay.
because their privacy policy signs over your rights to what they're tracking you with in the first place. So
Right. Right.
Pokemon Go players have helped map the world, and it's going to be used for or against them. I don't know, but Saudi Arabia owns it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Blueprints, somebody did an 11-minute speed
Oh
run.
God,
Can you
that was-
imagine that?
I
11?
saw that and I was like, you got to be kidding me.
And so it's on, you can see it on IGN. I think it's on YouTube also. I kind of want to watch it. It's an 11-minute speed run of that amazing indie that we both loved, Blueprints.
Right.
I don't know how he does 11 minutes, but what's cool is the director sits down with this video and he talks about what exploits he used and what the things that they intentionally put in the game to be exploited and the stuff that he
Right.
found out himself. And he completes. I watched a guy that was on his 110th run the other night, and he was doing stuff in that game I never even came close to seeing.
Oh yeah.
So
Remember
for
the
this
last
guy,
time I played it and I was talking to you about a buried treasure. I found a buried treasure map, and then it ended up being in the kitchen, and I dug it up and I got like 400 coins.
there's so many things that can happen
And
in
you
this
were
game.
like, "What?
I didn't even know.
What?"
I did 20 runs. You did like 25 or something like that. Like these people
Oh,
that are on
I just
100
kept going.
runs
I
are
loved that game.
amazing game. So I kind
Yeah.
of want to watch that little 11-minute run and see what he does. PS5 is now the most successful PlayStation ever. $138 billion made, and they did it in 5 years, whereas the other generations were more, longer periods of time. Then
Right,
again,
right.
everything freaking costs more, so of course it made more.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's
Well,
go over new releases, and that's it. New releases.
Okay.
This
All right,
is
go ahead.
insane. We're coming on about holiday season. So Silent Hill F came out yesterday. GameStop screwed everybody that pre-ordered for a steelbook because they only sent out about 2 of them to
Explain what a steelbook is.
a steelbook is a collector's item where you can place
Right.
the disc
No,
in a nice metal case that has beautiful artwork on it.
Right.
And I have never showed up for a single pre-order in my life at a store. I've never done
Right.
it, but I'm a Silent Hill collector. I have a whole collection over there. I showed up. I made sure I took time off work. I didn't have any paid time off to take. I took an hour off work so I could be first in line at GameStop yesterday, all excited like a little kid, ready for my first pre-order bonus.
Right.
And I get in there, and the guy opens the boxes fresh right in front of us. They didn't send him any steelbooks to his store. We had 15 people in line that all went, "What the?" Like,
Right.
and the guy he goes in the back and he brings out some more boxes and starts opening them in front of us. None, 0 steelbooks.
Right.
And apparently
right.
this happened all over the U.S. and all these people are pissed. So I contact GameStop and they reply with AI mocking me. AI. They basically told me, "Sorry, it worked out like this. You're screwed." And they did, but they did it in a nice little AI way. It was so messed up. I just shared the email online with my friends. Freaking crazy. But yeah, Silent Hill F is out.
What did they say? And you should start considering moving out of your mother's basement. Like,
No,
what?
they took what I wrote them in my email and they regurgitated it and reworded it like an AI being all positive and cheery about it. Was creepy.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you. It was weird.
Pfft.
But Silent Hill F is out, and we're going to do that in our next 2 podcasts. I'm not sure which one yet, whether we do it on the 17th or we do it on the 31st of October, but we're both playing Silent Hill F. We both love the series. We're going to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Reviews are great
Because
on it.
the next one's supposed to be October 10th. Or
17th, Little Nightmares.
okay, so we're skipping the 10th.
Yeah, we're probably going to do it. Well, no, what I was going to say, well, I'll talk about it in a minute. We'll just do the good games real quick. Chronos came out. If you like Dead Space, if you liked Resident Evil, Chronos looks amazing. It's from the people that made Silent Hill 2 Remake, Bloober. Bloober got a great reputation with that game release. Now they
Okay.
made Chronos. I just got it in the mail. I'm going to give it a shot. Dying Light has a new sequel, The Beast. Little Nightmares 3 is coming up. Pac-Man World 2. Ghost of Yotai. Sonic Racing. Remake of Painkiller. Battlefield 6. Trails in the Sky Remake. Katamari and Hades 2. There's a lot of freaking games right now.
But here's the thing, though. Our next episode. All right, we could discuss this offline, but Next week's the 3rd, and then the week after that is the 10th, and that's when we're supposed to record. So I
right,
don't know.
but here's the problem. We were trying to pick games for October, and Little Nightmares 3 doesn't release until the 10th. So that was going to give us 1 week to play it and review it.
Right.
Or
so we'll just go 3 weeks until the 17th.
That, or I was going to say, you mentioned Monument Valley. We could just do a short episode just on indie games, because I've played quite a few lately, and I could try a Monument Valley game, and you could play that too. We could talk about that if you want to do a short episode on the 10th.
Yeah.
Because that'll give me a little indie to play. And I played so many, I had so many bonus games I was going to talk about the last few episodes, but we never had time to discuss them. So I'll take my bonus indie games. We'll do a 10th discussion about that, and then we'll do Little Nightmares for the 17th, and then Silent Hill on the 31st.
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Because I already got Silent Hill. Because it
I just picked
downloaded,
it up.
because I pre-ordered it, and you get it on the 22nd. I believe I got it. I got.
Oh, you did it digitally, huh? Yeah, you got it 2 days early. Plus, you got these little outfits and all that.
Which
kind
I
of
didn't
stuff.
touch it.
Well, we can start now because we got 3 weeks. Or no, it's not gonna be till the end of we can wait
October.
a little bit. Yeah, end of October. So give yourself some time. I'm gonna be playing it for my whoever wants to hang out with me on stream. I start for October every year. This is my 3rd year of doing it. The Halloween Scream streams. I do horror the entire freaking month. I am such an anxious wreck by the end of October because I do 4 streams a week. 4 streams a week for like 3 hours a time.
All the horror games.
And it's just nonstop horror. I played like 5 different horror games last year. I've got probably 5 or 6 set aside to do. Silent Hill is going to be one of them. I'm going to do the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse by Fatal Frame.
Right.
I've got Choo Choo Charles. I've got a few other things. Like I have a whole list. I get so excited for Halloween time. So hang out with me on streams. Gosh Josh Games with a Z on Twitch and TikTok. Gosh Josh Games with an S on all social media. And we talked about Double Fine. I love the game. You were mediocre about it, but you got to admit it's a cool company, a cool creative company, right?
Yeah. No, it was great because I'm a fan of their previous work. I'm a fan of the creator you mentioned. So like Grim Fandango, everything that they, in the past. So it brings back a lot of nostalgia. So I was fine with it, but then playing it, it just didn't really appeal to me. So I
forgot to even mention the reason we did this. It's their
What's
25th
his name again? Travis?
25th. No, Tim Schafer or Tim
Schafer. Tim Schafer.
The reason we even did this episode, which I should have mentioned at the top, is that it's their 25th anniversary of creating the company in the year 2000 in San Francisco. So they released a huge collector's edition. It's sold out completely.
Oh.
Limited Run Games came out with this $250 collector's edition. It has a release of a bunch of their stuff. It has when they do their Amnesia Fortnite stuff, they record it. They have a documentary crew there making it for 2 weeks. So there's multiple episodes of the Amnesia Fortnite you can play. There's all their stuff that got released and made from that, plus all their own games. So it's a huge collector's edition. But like I said, it's sold out. But that's why we were promoting this 25th anniversary of Double Fine, a great studio.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, great. So we'll see you in maybe
Couple
2
weeks.
weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
Indie special. Yeah.
Yeah, the indie special. You didn't play any bonus games, right?
Oh, I'll just save them for the indie special. I'm always playing something.
All right, scratch that out.
All
All right. Thanks, guys. Remember, you can find us at Dad's Game Review as always. And that's it. Have a great day, okay?